Kristen. This is Tara. Today I'm working on Scraplift Crafternoon. This is a weekly hop that I host on my YouTube channel with my tribe. There are 5 of us all together right now, and one of us, actually 2 of us, are moving, but I am able to record right now because I've made it to the other side of my move, although I don't have my stuff yet. I just have the crop and style tote and some iris boxes full of things that I brought with me so that I would have something to do. Good thing, because it is most certainly taking a long time to get our household goods. But Miss Christine is on vacation this week because she is moving and doesn't have access to her stuff just yet. So I hope that you will check out her YouTube channel, which is going to be listed below, and leave her some love on some of her other videos. I believe she's got a few preloaded up on YouTube. If not, she's got tons of content for you to choose from to enjoy. She's a very creative tribe member, and we just love her, and we hope that this move is good to her and that she can get her stuff unpacked soon. So this week we are scrap lifting Gloria Scraps. I will have her information listed below in that description box, as well as the playlist for this week's hop. So this layout I'm going to pop up here for you is just an absolute fun layout. I think that is a Simple Stories collection that she used. I did not bring any of my Simple Stories collections with me. I have kind of a Mod Podge of counterfeit kits that I've thrown into one iris box. I have my July counterfeit kit, which I can't use yet, and I have some bits and pieces from other collections. Like I have Fernwood with me, and I have a couple of Christmas collections as well. So this product came from my bag or box of mixed counterfeit kits. I believe this 49 Market collection was in my October 2023 kit, and it has some of the postage stamps that you see wrapped around that border. I don't think I'm gonna have enough, so I'm gonna have to probably make do. I also have a couple of this alpha and some phrases, both from Pink Fresh Studio, some hip kit butterflies, which are really pretty, and you could absolutely watercolor those or maybe even use your markers, which I also don't have with me. I have a Color Cast Designs piece of acrylic. Love their stuff. I got that from We Create. This piece of pattern paper actually came from my May counterfeit kit, but it went well with the October stuff and a white piece of cardstock. I have some inks and some stencils here that I'm going to maybe incorporate, and I don't think I'm going to be doing any stitching on this layout. We'll see how it goes. I might do some hand stitching. She machine stitched on her layout. My sewing machine is on a truck somewhere, hopefully making its way to my house at this point. They have a delivery due date by tomorrow, so if it doesn't get here by end of business day tomorrow, they're gonna have to start paying me for the inconvenience. And that's not just me being snarky, that is actual fact, and I will insist because they've been a pain this whole time to work with. So I'm gonna go ahead and pause and get started. I will be right. So when I shut off the camera for my intro to get started, I actually opened up a box that I had just received from Some Assemblage Required, and inside that box were some beautiful rub-ons that match my pattern paper very well. So instead of using the ink and stencils, I decided I would play with those instead. So the first thing I'm doing is I am matting the photo that I trimmed down just a little bit off that right-hand side. I will be triple matting this photo, and I'm kind of trying to finagle it here because these are scraps from a previous kit, and I don't have quite enough to make a large mat around the cream that I just put on, but I decided it was going to work well for me. I did scuff up the edges of the cream piece, and now I'm pulling it off that mat because it wasn't on there evenly enough. And like I said, I had to really fuss with it to get it to fit. And so it is a very, very slim mat around that photo. I think that color brings out my daughter's beautiful green eyes, and that makes me super happy. So I am scuffing up the edges of that mat, and then I'm going to add it to this wood grain photo that was in my October, and I'm only assuming that's my October counterfeit kit. I think that's right, and I'm going to be honest and tell you I did not go and verify that and look it up, so we're just going to go with that, okay? So that wood grain was from Echo Park, not 49 in Market, but the kit that we were counterfeiting that month had some wood grain in it, and I chose this piece to go into my kit and used up quite a bit of it for a sketch in October because it was 30 days of sketches that month, and it had me kind of cut it in a wonky diagonal direction, which is why I had such a weird piece left. And I've just been hanging on to these scraps so that I could use them at some point, and today is that day. Scuffing up the edge of that third mat. I have already matted my white cardstock onto the back of that piece of floral pattern paper, which by the way came from Freckled Fawn. It was in my May counterfeit kit, and it went really well with my counterfeit kit, but it looks stunning with these Art Options Elena pieces that I am using. So these rub-ons are from Some Assemblage Required. I will put her storefront link down below so that you can check her out. She has amazing customer service. She is a small business owner. I love to help our small business owners succeed, and she is one of about 3 that I tend to shop at first. If I'm looking for something specific, I will go to Scrapbook Generation first, a cherry on top next, and MK's storefront has some really cool things in it. Some of it is her own product that she creates for her store, like her acrylic pieces and her wood veneer pieces. She's got some amazing Winnie the Pooh pieces in that storefront right now. And anyway, I keep stocking up on wood veneer from her shop, and I'm probably going to have enough wood veneer to last me forever. Anyway, let's talk about what I'm doing here. I am fussing with this rub-on. These rub-ons work really great. I was just kind of trying to find the right pressure to use, and finally got it and was able to get it all on there. Again, I am cutting it apart, and I'm going to have it kind of surrounding my photo on 3 sides-ish. I'm leaving the upper left corner open because I don't want to completely cover that up, since I'm making a postage stamp / tag / scrap border to go around that white cardstock, just like the original creator did with hers. Her layout was amazing. I end up really, really thrilled with how mine turns out. I hope I did her justice. She can let us know in the comments, both here and on Instagram if she watches. But like I said, she was using a Simple Story product. She is a design team member for that company. I don't have that collection, and I don't even have any of my Simple Stories stuff with me currently. So I am making do with what I brought. And like I said, I was really happy with how it turned out. Now I'm going to go ahead and attach my photo to my background just so I can get an idea of what it's going to look like. I've only tacked it on a little bit, and I'll have to go in and add a little bit of wet glue as well later on because it doesn't quite stay down. Anyway, I am adding the fussy cut floral bits. I cut those out of a piece of that pattern paper scrap that I had left over from this kit. And there's quite a bit of scraps embellishments left over, mostly embellishments at this time. And I'm going to have to put them in an envelope and just keep them, and maybe some other 49 and Market kit or another set of papers that I have in my stash will go well enough with them that I can finish using these up. I am not buying any more of this paper. I'm not going to do it. Nope. I fell for that with Fernwood from Vicky Booten. Can't do it. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to start building that postage stamp border around the outside edge of my white cardstock. And as I mentioned in the beginning, I do not have enough postage stamps, and there's a bunch of them that are just plain, and I'm going to use as many of those as I possibly can just to get them out of my stash. But I'm taking these tags, and I know you can't see what I just did. I'm cutting them down and using those on my layout in place of the postage stamps, and hoping that it will work out really well. I will not be gluing these down on camera for you. And I said at the beginning in my intro that I didn't know if I was going to be stitching. During the creation of this layout, I discovered that the company who has my household goods was lying about the shipment, and I did some angry hand stitching on this border. Probably not widely recommended, but it was better than eating my feelings. I'm only semi-joking there, but I did go ahead and hand stitch around my postage stamp border off camera, and you'll see it here shortly when I start adding the rest of my embellishments. As I mentioned, I am cutting down tags and trying to use up as many of those postage stamps as I possibly can. I have started adding my title. The title will end up saying, "You are the sweetest," which means I'm going to have to move things around. The words "are" and "the" are going to come from that Pink Fresh Studio alphabet sitting there to my right. And I will mess around with those a little bit on camera and get them where I want them to go. In the original layout, she had some hand-typed journaling up at the top of her photo near her floral cluster. I have moved my floral cluster around more to the top of the photo rather than to the corner because I have that rub-on behind it and I didn't want to cover it up completely. But I still wanted to get that floral cluster up there, which means I've pushed my journaling over just a little bit. My journaling will be handwritten. I do not have a printer at this point. All I have is my Epson PictureMate 400, which does not print. At least I haven't figured out how to print journaling with it, and I wouldn't do that anyway. So I'm just going to hand write it with a pen and call that good. I will do that part off camera as per my usual. And I've pretty much got this border where I want it to go. So now I'm going to work on the rest of the title. Now the title, of course, that I have down has not been glued. And because I have roughed up the edges of my photo mats, right now the word "you" is not real level. I don't get it perfectly level, but I get it on there well enough and it sticks down well enough that it works. So I went ahead and built the word "the" backwards so that I could get it on there correctly. This is me getting help from my new buddy, and he was really not much help. Nope, not really. Okay, I have gone ahead and did my my angry hand stitching around that border. I used a dark navy thread that kind of matched the dark navy in some of the butterflies. Now what you see me doing is I'm adding a few of the little bits and pieces onto those blank postage stamps because all of her postage stamps had something on it, and I have quite a few blank ones. I also added a chipboard phrase from one of my counterfeit kits. I'm not sure if it was this one or another one. And then that is done. All right, I got this layout done and I can tell you that I am super happy with it. I didn't use everything I set out to use on it, but I did clear up a lot of this Art Options Elena by 49 Market. I have just scraps and some fussy cut items left over, so that makes me really happy. Make sure you check out that playlist below so that you can see what the rest of my tribe has done with this Scraplift. It's gorgeous Scraplift, and felt like I had to do a lot to make it as beautiful as hers, and I think I succeeded. I really love how it turned out. I want to thank you for coming to my channel today. I really appreciate those of you who take the time to like, comment, and or subscribe to my channel. You guys are helping me to build this channel, and without this, without you, I can't do it. So I am very grateful to all of you. You guys have a great rest of your Sunday. Bye.